You're 5'6.5", even though you freaking say you're 5'7" on Tinder.
What are you gonna do about it?
Stop freaking monkeying around and let's get down to freaking business.
Get on your feet, pal.
Yeah.
Let's find out how tough you are. I want to know right now how tough you are. Come on.
My freaking ex texted me while I was freaking pumping iron. You know what I freaking did? I looked at the freaking phone, threw it down, and picked up the freaking weights.
That's what I thought.
What up, what up? It's Garage Gym Homie. Today I want to talk about fitness trackers. Is it worth it? Before we get into this, please click the subscribe button. I got content coming out all the dang time for you. So click subscribe and let's get into this, man. Hey, God bless all of you. I just want to make a quick video about my experience with fitness trackers and what I think they're good for and what I think they're not good for and why I think a lot of people use them incorrectly and what I think the correct use is for it in my life. And maybe this will be helpful to you. So I use the Apple Watch and I only wear it when I work out. I don't wear it all day long. I don't wear it constantly. I only slap the boy on when I pump iron or do cardio. And I'm going to talk about the different ways that I use it. Well, there's only really one way I use it. I'm going to talk about that. But I do not find that whole thing of counting your calories through the whole day, what it tells you you're burning, all that, I think it's all nonsense. I think the real purpose of fitness trackers are to set goals. It's not about accurately figuring out how many calories you burn. It's about goal setting. So I'm going to talk about that. So, meaning, don't rely on these to figure out how many calories you're burning throughout the day or how many calories you're really burning through your workout or your cardio or all that. That's going to be basically on your body and how it's responding and the weight, on the scale and all that. So these are probably not giving you a precise, accurate measure of your actual calories that you're burning. What I use this for is for setting goals during my strength training and my cardio to meet. So let's just say these are completely inaccurate. The good thing about them is that they're consistently inaccurate. So what I mean by that is, let's say I'm burning, let's say it's telling me I'm burning 300 calories in a cardio session. Okay. But let's say I'm really only burning 200 calories. Well, chances are this is inaccurate the same way through each cardio session, meaning whatever algorithm they got to figure out your weight, your height, your age, if you're male or female, your activity level, it's going to be consistently inaccurate. So at least when you're using it for setting goals, then you can use it for that purpose consistently. So even if it's inaccurate, it's still going to be accurate for setting goals. So I'm going to talk about what I mean by setting goals. So, and I do really like these. I really like using them. I think the heart rate monitor on this is accurate. I think that it's a good tool to help you set your goals, and it's good for your mindset. I think it's a good use of technology. Even though, I don't know the repercussions of having this radioactive thing on my wrist or whatever. I'm not going to pretend it's the healthiest thing. I don't know. I just don't know about it. But I do think for the purpose, I do think it does help with certain things. So I think a big mistake people do make is, first of all, they'll have these fitness trackers. They'll be like, I'm going to eat 2,500 calories today. And then the fitness tracker will tell them they burned 600 in their workouts. So people will use it as an excuse to get in their head and say, oh, now I can eat 600 more calories. So now I can eat 3,100 calories because this told me I burned 600. So to meet my goal. Don't ever deduct what this thing is telling you. Don't ever deduct it from your goals of what you're setting to eat. So if you set, let's say you use the MyFitnessPal app and you're logging your food and it's, you got a goal of 2,300 calories today. And you did 2 workouts, you did cardio, you did weightlifting, and it told you burn 400 calories. So that deducts, now it says you've only got 1,900 calories in. That does not mean you can eat 400 more calories to get to your goal. Pretend this doesn't even exist. That is not why I use these. That is not a good purpose or reason to use these. So the reason I use these is to make sure I'm doing sufficient enough activity. So here's how I set goals with these. So let's say I'm doing the stair mill. I have to make sure that it hits all the numbers on here for my workout to be done. So if I'm doing the stair mill, this watch needs to say 35 minutes. That's my goal for cardio. And it has to say at least 300 calories on here. These are goals that I set for myself. So I don't get off that stair mill till I've hit 35 minutes on the watch and 300 calories on the watch. If I'm swimming, I have to have the watch say 35 minutes, at least 300 calories. Usually it goes more to like 350 or whatever at least, but at least 300 calories, 35 minutes, and let's say 75 laps. When I'm biking, it's got to say at least 35 minutes, at least 300 calories, and at least 10 miles. So I use it till I'm like, I got to hit all 3 of these numbers when I'm doing this workout. When I'm strength training, I want it to say at least 300 calories. So my goal is always to burn at least 300 calories. And I'm not sitting here telling you I'm actually burning 300 calories. I really don't know how inaccurate these things are. I just find that this pushes me to kind of get my heart rate up more, because when I'm monitoring my heart rate, I know I'm going to get to that 300 calories a little quicker. Let's say I'm on the stair mill, my heart rate's only at 128 or 130. I'm probably going to have to stay on that stair mill till it says 40 minutes or 38 minutes in order to reach those 300 calories. So this might push me a little more to maybe raise the speed to get my heart rate up to 135, 140, whatever, 145 up to 150. And I do like monitoring my heart rate with this. So, I do want to make sure that when I'm doing cardio, it's not really below 130, because then you're in the, fat burning zone above 130. And I also want to make sure I'm not getting like above 160, because I don't want to tap into this muscle that I've made. So I do think it's good to monitor what you're doing. I think the watch helps you be conscious of what you're doing. And I don't have any experience with a Fitbit or any other kind of fitness tracker, but I do really like the Apple Watch. I think it's just a great tool to help you be conscious of your activity while you're training. I like, some of you might use it because there's a timer on it, so if you're training by yourself, maybe you want to look at the time so you're not waiting too long in between sets. There's a array of different good uses for it as far as goal setting goes. I just don't think you should ever rely on this thing to accurately track the calories you burn throughout the day, or even accurately track the calories you burn in a dang workout. I think this is more of just setting, immediate goals. My immediate goal is for this cardio session to be this many calories on the watch, this much time on the watch, this much many laps or miles, or let's say I'm running, I want to make sure that it's at least 300 calories, 35 minutes, and 3.5 miles. So if you're doing 35 minutes, 3.5 miles, that means I'm setting a goal of a 10-minute mile. That's not a very fast run, but it's definitely a calorie burner. I'm trying not to run anymore because it's too dang hard on the body, and I regret it every time I do. I get the runner's high, and it feels good, but, you know, or even walking my dog, that's low-level cardio. It's got to say at least 35 minutes, 3.5 miles, and 300 calories, which ends up being at least usually an hour walk to get 300 calories and 3.5 miles if I'm just walking the dog. So they're great for setting immediate goals in your workout. Great for the immediate goal, not great for the overall, this is how many calories, you know, my watch told me I burned 2,000 calories. Say, I don't even pay attention to that nonsense. For me, it's for the immediate workout so I could set goals, and that's it. And that's why I think they're really useful. So even if they're inaccurate, they're consistently inaccurate, which gives you a really good way to set whatever goal works for you. I find that when the watch tells me I burned 300 calories and I've done 35 minutes, I feel like I got a good session in. So maybe I've only really burned 200 calories. It doesn't matter because I know how I feel based on the goals I've set with the watch. I've been doing it for years. It's a great tool for that use. So I would adjust, if you think you're using this for your overall, this is how many calories I burn, or now I can eat more food, I wouldn't use it for that. I wouldn't, because you're tricking yourself. And I don't think they're accurate enough for you to really get a good picture. I think that's going to come down to how you look in the mirror, and if you're standing on the scale, or how your body's forming. I wouldn't rely on this watch to tell you the truth about your calorie burning and all that. Just use it for more of the immediate goal. So I've said enough, man. That's why I use it, and it works for me. I love it, man. I strap it on every single workout, and I like the GPS. I can leave I don't have to have the phone strapped up anymore. It's just a solid tool to be more mindful and conscious of your training. So that's what I got, man. Garage Gym Homie's always going to give it to you straight till the end of days. If you liked the review, subscribe to the channel. If you didn't freaking like the review, also subscribe to the channel. God bless all of you. Together, let's get this dang muscle. I'm out.